Hey assistant coach, how are you guys doing? It's me, CaniSports, and welcome to the sprint to glory for England/Premier League and the lower leagues within England. Today we take on the club of Portsmouth. As you can see, it's a beautiful club that used to be successful but isn't anymore, and now the rules are on your screen. Transfers are only to be made from the same nation, league or free agents. You can only buy players 23 or under in September 2019, and every game has to be simulated until the final game, and you cannot have any financial takeover. So let's begin with the pre-season tournament as we take a look at how much money we could potentially make from the get-go. 1.8 million is not really a big amount, and this, my friends, is the squad that we start off with. It is a 4-2-3-1 formation with one player that I actually do remember from using him in one of my last career modes in FIFA 19, I believe. It is McCrory, who is actually a decent player, you know. That guy has lots of pace, can play center, defensive mid, and also down that right back position. And apart from that though, it's a well-balanced squad with not too many old players in the starting lineup. So that is a big positive because these players will be growing, and that is going to be very, very helpful on our quest to make Portsmouth the best team in the league. In the Premier League, obviously, and in the Champions League. But today, guys, I would really appreciate if we could smash over 2,500 likes on this Sprint to Glory. It seems to be one of the most requested series immediately on the channel, and I really do appreciate you supporting it in the way that you do. Let me know in the comments down below which one to do next, but 2.7 million is in our budget as we go into the season before the pre-season tournament finishes. Now, we were looking at the defense immediately. As I mentioned in the last Sprint to Glory as well, the defense is incredibly important when it comes to simulating through seasons. So we were looking at a Stoke City defender, Collins, 18 years old, English of course, and for that reason I was highly interested in him, and immediately the transfer deal worked out. We are signing this young man for around 600,000, and that is a decent amount, I guess, to begin with. I was really happy with that signing. 63 rated, don't get me wrong. He is not really the highest rated player, but this guy does have potential in him, and for that reason we signed him up because he's going to be a player for the future. Right now he won't make it into the starting lineup, but hopefully in the future he will. Tom Naylor is getting some offers. A bunch of our players in this first season are getting some offers, and this time around I will have a little bit of a different approach to the Sprint to Glory itself. I'm going to be ruthless in selling players. So straight away Houndstrup is going. Even if the players are like starting lineup players, I might just sell them to get some youngsters into the team because that is going to speed up the process. At least that was what I was believing. But hey, spoiler alert, this Sprint to Glory takes 8 seasons. So you're about to see some incredible players come in and grow throughout multiple seasons. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. But immediately we're just selling players over and over again. Right here, another one leaves us. And I have to admit, I am not worried about letting these players go. I am happy to let all of them go. But there is an issue. A bunch of the players, including McCrory, sadly, are only in on loan. So we have to realize that a bunch of players, even from the starting lineup, might be leaving us in the next season. Now, after that centre-back position strengthening with Collins, I was looking for Ida, a player that can play as a striker from Ireland, but does play for Norwich, so he's eligible for this series. 860k is what they're asking for in terms of the price of this player, and I'm happy to pay that because genuinely I was looking forward to bring this guy in as he actually had a real face already. So Ida, welcome to the team. If you guys are looking for a road to glory talent in a striking position with a real face, there you go. That's one that I haven't used ever before, so I'm quite glad to bring him in. Now the issue of course is he only has 2-star skill moves, but he will be a decent finisher up front with 68 finishing and at his 65 rating, which is not bad at all, with a decent amount of shot power as well. So I was glad to bring him in. But then we were looking for an even bigger talent, Billy Gilmore, 18 years old, centre mid from Chelsea. I believe he can play in the cam position as well, and that is the position that I was looking forward to bringing him in. It is 900 40k that we have to pay to Lampard in order to get Gilmour involved from the Chelsea squad into the Portsmouth squad. I'm happy to bring him in. He's 64 rated, some decent passing play on this young man, but hopefully he will get to some really incredible ratings in the future. He's very young, and talking about young, we had to bring in the younger brother of the Longstaff boys from Newcastle, Matthew Longstaff, 19 years old. 1.2 million is what I'm offering for him, and Newcastle straight away accept that offer. It seems like they want that money to go ahead and use it on other players, and we are personally interested in bringing in Matthew Longstaff because I just found the story of these two incredible. The Longstaff brothers, both playing in the Premier League, both playing for Newcastle, both having scored incredible goals in their debuts, if I'm not mistaken, and this one especially against Manchester United, if I remember correctly. So I'm quite glad to bring him into the squad. A very, very impressive young talent with really good short passing, as you can tell right there, but he is going to be a centre mid / CDM for us as we go into the future. And now, boys, prepare for the selling spree to go on. We are selling everyone. Everyone can leave. We don't want to keep everyone around. We want to make sure that we make the best of our time at this club straight away and bring in as much budget as we can. So we accept offers over and over again, letting players go that are even starting lineup players, and sacrificing a good positioning this season for going ahead and bringing in some talents that can help us out in the future. Now, this is a big issue within the game. A player named Raggett was on loan in my team, and he was demanding more wages, but obviously you can't offer more wages to a player. It was taking down my manager rating, and that was so annoying. EA, I already told them, guys, that needs to be fixed. That is just not acceptable. I was about to get fired because a loanee was not happy with his wages, and I couldn't change anything about it. So I'm quite glad that I resolved that issue by just letting him go, but I shouldn't be forced to let a player go just like that because there's a bug in the game. But here it is. It is the League One playoffs, boys, and your team has won. Curtis scores 2 goals for us to go through and promote. I was actually really surprised. I did not expect my team to go up, and you can see my manager rating at a 47 because of that contract issue, but I did not expect at all for our team to go through. But Gilmour goes up to a 68 rating, which is nice to see, and Longstaff went up to a 70. I believe he started off at a 67, if I'm not mistaken. Collins on the bench up from a 63 to a 65. Ida was injured, sadly, so he couldn't play in these last few matches, but you can tell that Portsmouth have just about scraped promotion, and we have beaten Bolton, who had 91 points, probably deserved it more than we do, but Sunderland with 106 points going back up into the championship, so congratulations to them. Our team, though, we have seen a lot of growth. A player in the name of Mnoga has grown, but the most important one is Gilmour, going up by +4 in that season, showing that he can be a big talent for us. McCrory sadly going up to 70 as well by a +3, so we have to let him go. He returns back from his loan. Longstaff and Ida both growing by +3, so it was great to see that all the players that we have brought in into this Portsmouth team are growing along nicely, and that is highly necessary. We need these players to grow as much as they possibly can straight away in the first seasons, because we need to make money off of these players by selling them to be able to bring in other players, but most importantly for the success of this squad. Now, talking about success, you need money for it. 2.2 million in the preseason tournament in season 2. That was a decent amount if we do actually manage to win the tournament. 14 million though in the budget, which is a huge increase compared to what we had in the last season, and we had to make some really good transfers with that budget. It is highly necessary to just jump in there into the transfer window and do our best. And I was looking for a right back. I looked at Keanu Hoover. I looked at a bunch of other players from the Premier League and lower, but Neco Williams was the one that I wanted to bring in at that stage because the other ones were just demanding too much in wages. So 1 million we are paying to Liverpool for Williams right here, and it was a signing that is going to be quite special. You're going to see it later on because this guy completely outgrows his potential, so I'm looking forward to showing you later on how good he can be. But we have brought him in for 1 million, and he's 65 rated with with really good pace on him. Not the highest amount of stamina, but he is looking like a good attacking fullback, I would have to say. Good dribbling on him, and good slide and stand tackle as well, which is very much appreciated. Of course, you want your defenders to be able to defend as well, and Neco Williams at 5'10" is looking like a decent one. Now, here is one player that is absolutely incredible in real life right now, Bukayo Saka. I could not go to England without bringing in this man into the sprint to glory. It was a very, very important transfer for me personally. I believe he's on the thumbnail as well, so he needed to be in this sprint to glory for sure. 5.8 million along with an 8% sell-on clause. That is the deal that we signed for Bukayo Saka. For that left-hand side of ours, can play left back and left mid as well. So for that reason, I was extremely excited to bring him into the squad. Now, I have to admit, I did not think that we could get a big signing like this immediately in Season 2, but we have done it, and he's going to play as a left back for us at the beginning. He has a 73 rating already, 89 acceleration, 85 sprint speed, good amount of stamina, really good dribbling on this young man, and some decent defensive stats, I guess. It's not really that impressive, but we're going to improve that throughout the years. Technically very gifted player, and to go along that, in the defense we needed a little bit more improvement, and Ezri Konsa is the one that I'm looking at, the man from Aston Villa, 22 years old at this stage in his career, and it was a centre-back that I thought would fit in perfectly into the squad. So for that reason, we're going after Konsa. We're offering 4.5 million, which might have been a little bit too much at that stage, but I really wanted him in the team because I felt like it would be a massive improvement for our squad, especially for the upcoming years. 10k in his wages with a 2-year contract. He has signed the thing, and he is another player with a real face, which again, I really do appreciate. By the way, I hope you guys appreciate the looks of my manager as well. I went by the model of Ronaldinho right there, so I'm quite happy with that one. But Konsa comes in at a 71 rating, being the second highest rated defender in our team right now after Saka, but clearly a much better defender than Saka could be for us. So at Season 2, obviously, you have the opportunity to look into free agents, and boys, we found an incredible one. Falcone, goalkeeper from Italy, only 18 years old, and comes in at a 72 rating, which is a +7 boost onto our goalkeeping position. We had a 65 rated goalkeeper, and now Falcone completes a decent looking defense. And even though we had some youngsters in the squad, we still managed to survive in the championship, and by a lot of points, 22 points we have survived by, and that was very nice to see. Aston Villa 125 points in one season, by the way, unbelievable. Ida has gone up to a 71 rating, Gilmore has gone up to a 71, Curtis, who was originally in the team, went up to a 72, Longstaff up by +4 once again, I believe, which is quite impressive. Neco Williams by +4 as well. Konsa went up by +2. Saka went up by +4, which makes him the highest rated player in the team with a 78 rating. Falcone up to a 75, so another +3 on him. Collins is growing nicely on the bench at the moment. Bukayo Saka, clearly the best growth. Wow, +5 actually. That's impressive. I thought it was +4, but +5 is incredible. 2 +4s in the team as well with Williams and Longstaff. And then Falcone, the free agent, has grown along pretty nicely as well. So the team is getting to a stage where if we make the right transfers in Season 3, which is beginning right now, we are looking at a decent squad that could potentially challenge for Premier League football. So that would be beautiful. 3.2 million in that preseason tournament, along with 8 million in the transfer budget. Not as much as I hoped, because last season we had 14 mil. This season we are only given an 8 million budget, which I don't quite understand, but we'll take it, boys, and we're going to run with it and try and do the best out of that budget. Now, Diego Dalves, another free agent. Last season we found an incredible one, and this season, trust me, we continue to find unbelievable free agents. 9.3k in his wages, which tells you it is a decently high rated player. Most free agents can sign below 1k. This man is asking for 9.3, and Dalves, boys, is a big one. That is incredible. We have just found a 75 rated free agent to join right into the starting lineup. He takes over the position right next to Konza, and Collins, I'm sorry bro, but it's not looking like you're gonna make it into this team. Dalves and Konza, a pair that we can run with for seasons to come, and Dalves with incredible pace and physical, now a part of this team. Now, this right here, boys, is a massive player. Gibbs White from Wolves, who can play centre mid / centre attacking mid. I wanted this guy desperately. I was willing to pay anything, and 7.1 mil, we basically spent our whole budget on him to go along with that big transfer fee. We offered him 26k in wages, which is, I believe, the highest amount that we pay to any player, but he signed, and he has a real face as well, I believe, and for that reason I was excited to bring this young man into the team. He's a 75 rated midfielder who is an offensive beast, an all-round beast, I should say. He even has some decent stand tackle. He's going to play alongside Longstaff in that midfield for now, Longstaff being the more defensive one, and Gibbs White the one that carries the team forward, carrying the ball forward with the 4-star skill moves. And in this season, despite our improvements, we only got to 65 points, which was quite interesting. I thought our team would do much better, but it seems like we're destined to stay in the championship for a little bit longer. So in the first season, we got promoted. Second season, we survived. Third season, we became a mid-table team with Portsmouth with 65 points. So I knew next season had to be the one to get promoted. It's taken too long. These youngsters will not stick to the team if we don't give them success. And for that reason, I went hard in the transfer window in the next season. So we're going to see that in a little bit. But we see a lot of growth. Dalves up to a 76. Konza by +2. Our goalkeeper went up by +2. We have Gilmore going up to a 74. Longstaff and Gibbs White up to a 77. So lots of growth in that midfield, which is going to help us out for sure. And the manager rating was quite low once again due to contract issues with some players, but we're going to fight through that. And Saka as a left back got 18 goals and 6 assists. The top scorer in my team is a fullback. Ida should be ashamed of himself. He is not really doing as well as I hoped he would. But we have Neco Williams by +3. We have Saka, Longstaff, Gilmore all up by +3. Sadly, no +4s or +5s in this season, which is a bit disappointing, but lots of growth nonetheless. And we're going to carry on into the next season with hopefully a bigger budget and a better preseason tournament. This one offers us 4.2 mil. I believe the last one was around 3.2, so it is a little bit of an improvement. Of course, you still gotta win the preseason tournament to earn that money, but in the office you can see that we have 10 million in the budget. And I have to say that is a bit disappointing because our team deserves a little bit more money. How come that we get into the top 10 and we earn less than when we got promoted into the league? And I don't know how that balance kind of comes across. I don't know how they are calculating that type of stuff, but it seems like every season you get promoted, you get more than when you actually do well in the league. But we are going for Tahith Chong, boys. 4.05 mil for that man and 37k in his wages. He is a player that everyone probably would have suggested for me to sign. He can play on both sides of the wing, and we're going to use him as a right midfielder. And he's a big improvement on that spot for us. We didn't really have too many high-rated players in that right midfield position, and I was hoping that this signing could help us to score some more goals in this season. Tahith Chong with lots of pace, good dribbling, and some flair on top of him as well, along with an incredible haircut, of course. But we have Watmo coming in right here with an offer for him. Finally, we can let him go for 9.2 million, which is a big amount of money for us. It would be bringing in around 7 million into our budget, so we accepted that and we went straight in for a left back. Now you might be thinking, hold on, he's using Saka as a left back, why is he going for Kelly? Well, Saka is originally a left midfielder and he's much better moving forward. You can see it from his stats in the last season, having scored the most goals for us. So for that reason, Kelly is coming into the team and Kelly is becoming the left back for us. So with that left back, joining into the team, Saka can move forward and hopefully score lots more goals, and our defense can be improved due to Kelly actually being a better defender than Saka for sure. So he joins into the team right now from Bournemouth, 76 rated. That is a really good rating. Lots of pace and stamina in this young man. He just seems like a great left back coming into the squad with great slide and stand tackle statistics and the long throw into a goal along with it. He can play in a centre back position as well, but we found some free agents, boys. We found some decent ones, not starting lineup material like in the past, but Storm coming in at a 72 rating and Kipre coming in at a 68 rating, which is great for our bench because we don't really have some high rated players in our bench. You can still see 61 rated players on our bench, and boys, it was time. It was time for a pre-contract, one per season, as we have done it in the last episode. We are going for Marcus Rashford. Ida is not scoring more than our left backs, so for that reason we needed a big improvement, and Marcus Rashford is the one that I want. 4-year contract, he accepts it, and with that our future was incredibly bright from that point on. I was extremely excited to see him join into our squad, guys, because that is a massive player. And guys, we have made it into the Championship playoffs and we have won against Cardiff, which means after 2 seasons in the Championship, in our 3rd season, we actually got promoted with 102 points, and I expected it. I knew that this season couldn't go without promotion. Our team was too good. Gilmour up to a 78, Saka up to an 84 rating, Longstaff and Gibbs-White up to 80 ratings themselves, and Dalves came in at a 75 rating into our team, now 79 rated. Kelly gone up to a 78 with a +2. Neco Williams up to a 76. He's having a great time in the squad. Falcone, also another player that reached that 80 rating mark for us. And the bench has seemed to have a decent impact on us. The youngsters that have come in as free agents have improved the quality coming off the bench. And Gibbs-White right here in 58 games, 28 goals and 17 assists, and for once Ida has actually scored goals. 24 goals for him, which is good to see, but absolutely 0 assists if I'm not mistaken. Neco Williams, still incredible growth on that young man. He keeps on growing, +4 every season. Gilmour as well, +4s and +3s every season. So overall the growth has been incredible in this one because the team's performance was actually great. So it was time for season 5, and it was time for our first Premier League year. 7 million coming into the budget and a big increase. Finally, we have moved from 8 and 10 million to 50 million because of the promotion into the Premier League, and Marcus Rashford coming in as a striker into our team, 88 rated. I was ready for the Premier League. Now obviously the goal was to not get relegated in the first season, and Marcus Rashford would definitely help us in achieving that. So for that reason I was excited to see him come into the squad, and boys, we were not stopping right there. Another Manchester United player is the next pre-contract that we're signing, the only one in season 5, and it is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold would have been my choice in terms of a right back for the sprint to glory in England, but sadly he had joined Real Madrid and his release clause was set at 150 million, so I went for Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is of course an incredible defender, especially defensively. That guy is pretty impressive, has some incredible slide tackles on him, and in this season we survived. We brought in Marcus Rashford, we signed the pre-contract for Wan-Bissaka. He's going to join us next season, and I have to say coming in 11th was a bit unexpected. I thought our team could do a little bit better, but it's okay. We move on and we see some good growth in the team. Gilmour now reaching that 80, Saka up to an 86, Tahith Chong seems a bit too low rated for this team at the moment, and that is going to be the position that we focus on in the next one. But you do see lots of growth within the team. Gibbs White and Longstaff just keep on growing at an incredible rate, and for that reason we can take another look into the stats this season. Marcus Rashford with 23 goals, Gibbs White with 16 himself. Once again, great performance this season. But overall, because the team didn't do as well as they used to, you don't see as much incredible growth apart from 4 players. Williams, Longstaff, Kelly and Gibbs White have grown by +3 or +4, so those players are the ones that we need to keep an eye on, and we need to make sure that we sign their contracts over and over again to never lose out on these players, and I did that all the time. 8.7 million in season 6 from the pre-season tournament. The team now getting a decent amount of money every single year. 61 million is the amount that we can spend in this year, and I am excited to go ahead into the transfer window to make some signings straight away. But of course, more excited about the signing of Van Bissaka. Now, Neco Williams was growing really nicely, but Van Bissaka is still a big improvement to the team. Now, we might need to focus on the centre-back positions. Dalves and Konza, not really as high rated as our fullbacks at this stage, and our goalkeeper is higher rated as well. But Van Bissaka is probably the best defender in the team at the moment, with unbelievable stats in defending, and we needed some upgrades into the centre-back position, as I mentioned, and it is going to be Tomori, the man that has the 88 rated Future Stars card, which is broken in this game. Unbelievable pace on that man, but we are going in for him. He had joined Juventus, it seems, but we offered 50 million for him, and that offer was accepted. It is Juventus letting go of an English talent that returns back into Premier League football for 100k in his wages. Tomori now belongs to Portsmouth, and that is going to be a great player to play alongside either Dalves or Konza. It actually is one that takes over the position of Konza right now, because I do have more faith in Dalves in terms of growth. Tomori now with lots of pace and good defensive stats as well. He is going to play alongside Van Bissaka. That right-hand side of ours has some incredible pace that hopefully people are not going to be able to get away from. But we have Ramaj coming in as a free agent, boys, and it's another big one. 75 rated free agent. Unbelievable how many high rated free agents we have found in this sprint to glory. It was a lot more high rated ones than we did in the past, and guys, we needed an upgrade to Gilmore. So Phil Foden, that is the one that I'm looking into, and Phil Foden we are going to sign on a pre-contract. 210k in wages he gets at the moment. I offered him 120 and he has accepted that. That is great. Phil Foden, welcome to the club. Next season he's going to join us, but until then we're going to fight for ourselves and try and reach some good old European competitions, and we have done so. 5th place for Portsmouth. Our team is close. We are very, very close to getting to that point where I feel like we are ready to win any trophy, okay? We are only like 10 points away from the first position in the Premier League, and you can see Longstaff at an 88 rating, Van Bissaka at a 90 rating as the first player in the team, but that right wing position is really bothering me. Tahith Chong with only a 78, so we need to improve that as fast as we possibly can. That is a position that needs improving to be able to have some more success in the future. Rashford coming in with 26 goals though, which is nice to see. Gibbs White continues his great performances throughout the seasons, and in terms of growth we do have some +4s right here in Longstaff. It is some unbelievable growth in that young man. He has surpassed his potential already, and he's only 25 years old, so we could see some more growth in him in these upcoming seasons. And in the preseason tournament right here, boys, we are getting a decent amount. But talking about a decent amount, we qualified for Europa League football and our budget has doubled. 117 million. Are you kidding me? And Phil Foden coming in on pre-contract. Oh boy, I am ready. 89 rated, 92 dribbling, one of the best dribblers in England in terms of youngsters for sure, especially in midfield. He's the one that you want to look at. He has some great passing play on him as well. Definitely a playmaker for us in the future. He's going to be the cam from this point on. So since we had that much money, I needed a right mid. And that right mid was Ismail Assar. 27 years old at this stage. 56 million in his value. And we actually had to pay a huge amount for him. 85 million. They would not accept anything below 90 mil. I offered them 85 as my last offer, and they accepted, boys. And that is the biggest transfer that we have made so far with our cash in the transfer budget. And that is going to be an immediate improvement into our team. That is going to take Tahith Chong out of the starting lineup and bring in an at least plus 10 upgrade to that right wing of ours. And that is something that gives me a lot of hope in terms of the Europa League this season, which we qualified for, and maybe even achieving top 4. Last season we achieved top 5 with Tahith Chong. Now with Sar, we are looking at an incredible player with unbelievable pace, good stamina, incredible dribbling, and unbelievable shot power as well to go along with decent finishing. Sar is the one. I believe in him, and sadly, Dalves has left the team, boys. His release clause was activated, so Konza had returned into the squad, but since that release clause has been activated, we now have a big amount of money in the budget once again, 85 million. And with those 85 million, we of course had to go to strengthen our defense with possibly the best English talent in terms of the centre-back position. It is Joe Gomez coming in from Liverpool for 74 million. I was happy to pay that because I do know that the defensive spots are going to be huge for us in terms of simulations this season. Joe Gomez, though, at this stage playing for Leipzig, it seems, so I'm glad to bring him back into England once again. So Joe Gomez, welcome to the squad. You and Tomori are the future of England's defense, so we had to bring that into the Portsmouth squad to make sure they get used to each other immediately. Lots of pace on both of these centre-backs. Joe Gomez coming in with 94 sprint speed. It's just ridiculous. Not the best in terms of slide tackles, but good in stand tackle. Sadly injury prone. But I told you, pre-season, I told you that our team was good enough to win the Europa League if we had Ismail Assar, and we have done so. Villarreal in the Europa League final has been beaten, and through that we had qualified for the Champions League already, but just for good measure, we have gone up by +1 from our last season performance where we came in 5th. This season we come in 4th place, and would you look at that team. Phil Foden has definitely improved the squad. Saka now 89 rated, so lots of growth on that man as well. I don't think he has that much potential, so it's nice to see him outgrow that. Gibbs White up to an 88 as well. Just unbelievable performances from him throughout all the seasons. Neco Williams, though, for some reason growing at an incredible rate, so it seems like he might just even go for the position of what's his name, Van Bissaka. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen there, but Longstaff went up to a 90 as well. If you haven't seen it, he has surpassed his potential, and for that reason I didn't really have the itch to buy some incredible players into the team. Now I had 136 million, but I had some players that were outgrowing their potential to a point where I didn't really need other higher class talents to come into the team, because in this sprint to glory, I originally wanted to bring in the best players, which obviously we all know their names in the Premier League, but I just saw that my team was really incredible already, so I was looking for players that could improve my squad in the positions that were necessary. Kelly now, 68 million in his value. We brought in Sessegnon in a trade-off. We only had to add in 7 million to that transfer, and Sessegnon is going to come in as a left-back now with a +1 overall boost over Kelly. I was taking improvements wherever I could, and that Sessegnon is going to help us a lot, hopefully, this season in chasing down the Premier League title. Sadly, Neco Williams couldn't play as a left back, otherwise I would have put him into that left back position straight away. I do believe that would have been my choice at that stage, but this team, just look at it, man. I don't need even bigger names. I don't need the Leroy Sané's to bring them into the squad, because obviously he's eligible for this squad as well, but Hudson-Odoi at this stage, was only a player that I bought as a backup. I paid over 80 million for a backup Hudson-Odoi. I had to do that because the players were just outgrowing their potential. The dynamic potential was kicking in big time in this career mode, and I was extremely happy about it. Seeing players like Longstaff get to a stage where they would be looked at as one of the best in world football, that's what career mode is about, you know. And Hudson-Odoi right here has signed a contract. He believes in what we are doing right here at Portsmouth. He wants to be a part of history, and for that I respect him. He comes in, takes his place on the bench, might play over Sarr, might play over Saka at times when they get injured, but clearly I am now ready to go after every single title. With a bench with Hudson-Odoi on it, you should have every single player on top form. And also we needed a goalkeeper. A few losses throughout the season were sadly taken because our goalkeeper was injured and we didn't have a backup. So Dean Henderson is going to come in, the best English goalkeeper in my opinion, coming in from the Blades, and I was quite happy to bring him into the squad. He has a real face as well, which is nice. But another issue that we had though was I didn't have any budget to get him into the team, so sadly Neco Williams had to be traded off to Leipzig. So Henderson has come in and Neco Williams has left us. I know technically it's not really the best of transfers. I mean, we have lost a little bit of money right there, but I just wanted to make sure that I can get Henderson because I didn't have the budget to buy him straight away, and that was the option that we had. Falcone now up to an 88 rating, Henderson as an 87 rated player coming into the squad. That is going to be a big one for us in the future. But taking a look at the stats once again, Gibbs White, 26 goals, 14 assists, 40 goal contributions in about 60 games from a midfielder. I am just in love with him. What a player he is. And in terms of growth, we have only +2s. So you can just tell that the team has gotten to a point where they are too good already. And even players like Konza completely outgrowing their potential, going up to an 88, Tomori up to a 90, Saka to a 91, Longstaff to a 92. And we're not even talking about Sean, we're talking about Matthew. So Joe Gomez up to a 90, Chong up to an 81, Gibbs White to an 89, Phil Foden up to a 90 himself, Henderson sticks at his 87. And yeah, man, I was so happy and I was ready. I was just ready to go into the last game of this season, of this sprint to glory, with this team filled with incredible talents that have completely outgrown their own potentials. And Rashford, who has actually gone down in his stats, which is a bit disappointing. I would prefer Greenwood at this point, but hey, we're gonna go with it. Barcelona, Champions League final, Portsmouth, let's get this done. And here is that moment that we have been waiting for, Champions League final. And guys, if you are enjoying the Sprint to Glory, as always, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and prepare yourselves for a battle against De Jong as the captain of Barcelona. Portsmouth now, hopefully, can get it done. I am quite excited to try this team out. Obviously a lot of Premier League players, but most excited I am personally about Longstaff. That's the one that I want to see play, and Gibbs White. Those are the two that I'm going to keep a close eye on. And yeah, there's that trophy, boys. Let's get it, let's win this, and let's finish up the Sprint to Glory with a massive victory against ultimate difficulty Barcelona right here. Apparently Dembele is undefined. I don't know what's going on there, but I'll take it. I do see a bunch of interesting names in this Barcelona starting lineup. Zule, Ndidi, De Jong, Semedo I think is a part of that lineup as well. We're going to take a closer look into their lineup right now before we get into this game, because I do think it's very important to kind of understand how our opponents are playing. Doniel Malen up front with Dembele and Fati down the wings. Okay. You know what? I respect that. I really, really do. Let's see how we play against them. Hopefully it's going to be a win at the end of the day. I am expecting something special from the likes of Phil Foden, Gibbs White, yeah, and Longstaff. So let's get it. Don't you worry, by the way, we are setting the camera back to normal. That is only for the Dortmund career mode. Oh, would you look at that early on. It is Sarr with the cross, far side, yes! Marcus Rashford could have gone down in stats, but immediately against Barcelona we take the lead. It is 1-0 for Portsmouth, about to win the trophy, boys. Beautiful attack. Not the best of crosses, to be honest, but it was good enough for Marcus Rashford to get to it. The defender wasn't tall enough to deal with the power of Rashford jumping up. Ter Stegen is beaten. We take the lead 1-0 after only 5 minutes in the Champions League final. That I do enjoy a lot. Oh, that's a good ball. We got it. Sessegnon moving it forward now into Longstaff. Longstaff. Quite small, you know. Quite a small player. Van Bissaka into Sarr again. Sarr down the middle. Here we go. Marcus Rashford should have been through. Gibbs White not really with one of the best passes there. Longstaff though picking it up straight away. It is Portsmouth on the attack. Gibbs White now running through. Has that space. Can he shoot on his right foot? He can, but he does get pushed off the ball a little bit. And he will lose it at the end. For Saka to pick it up. The man that has loads of assists for Arsenal at the moment. That cross was supposed to be for the man in the middle, who should have easily had it, but the game didn't react. So cool. Longstaff. Oh, alright. I love this game already. Fati down the wing. Sessegnon trying to catch up to this wonder kid. Not really capable of doing so. Mora loses it. Barcelona get it back somehow. We do have it though with Saka. Saka, lots of pace, plays it. Phil Foden looking for the run of Saka again. He's going to find someone else instead. Saka lost it. Good defensive work from Barca. Oh, come on, get that. Get that. You have to get it. Barca now on the attack right before half-time. This could be crucial. Gibbs White. It's a pass inside. Daniel Malen against Henderson, I believe. And we have made a huge save right there. That was the closest Barcelona have come to scoring the equaliser. It would have been quite crucial for them, but we do get it done. It is actually not Henderson. It's the free agent, Falcone, I believe his name is, that is in our goal at the moment, making that great save. And he punches it away one more time. Also now quite dangerous once again, this time with Daniel. Daniel cross coming in. We do get it away, which I didn't expect from the original position of our defender. But it is 45 minutes having passed, and I have to admit, we were better at the beginning of the half, but right now Barcelona has picked up the pace and they're playing some good football. There could be an equaliser in the second half, so hopefully we can prevent that from happening. They've had 60% possession, which is obviously a very, very bad thing for us. We need to have a little bit more possession and do our best to keep a hold of this lead. Barca now with Daniel Malen again. That's some good passing. They do make their way through. Van Bissaka, big steal, and that could be a huge counter if we can play this one through, but we can't. Quite disappointed with the accuracy on Phil Foden there. I did think that it could do a lot better. And we do allow Barca to move in into our penalty area. Daniel coming in with the cross, but he was offside. Lucky for us. Ansu Fati coming off. Who's coming in for him? Leon Bailey. Ooh, that's a good player to bring on off the bench. Lots of pace. Oh. I don't like this. I don't like this. He's been given a little bit too much space. Oh, that's a great turn. That is a great freaking turn. Whew, we survived that, boys. Nicely done by our defense at the end. Van Bissaka again, the one helping us out. Soumare down that right-hand side. It's a beautiful cross, and what a finish. Oh my god. It's offside. Yes. Oh, Leon Bailey came in as a sub and scored, but I do believe the man behind him wasn't offside. Oh no, he was as well. Oh, that's a great offside trap from our defense. They didn't even do it on purpose, to be honest. 14 minutes to survive. I do think that Hudson-Odoi could have an impact on this game, but right now I'm just so focused on defending Barca now. Oh, that is dangerous. What a ball. Oh my god, what a save. Come on, mate. That is massive. Unbelievable save right there against Daniel Malen from our goalkeeper from the free agents. Totally worth it. Barca now in the 89th minute. Could that be the one? Oh no, what's that? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Barca, I'm player switching like crazy. I don't even know what to do. A cross coming in. Is that going to be it? Oh, what a save again. Leon Bailey inside the box. He hits the post. Barcelona. Yes. Falcone has it. That is the end, boys. An unbelievable Champions League final at the end. An early goal for Portsmouth has done it. In the 5th minute we scored. After that we had absolutely no chances against this Barcelona team who have failed miserably at the end there, hitting the post, hitting our goalkeeper. Falcone is the only reason as to why this team has managed to win this trophy. Now, I gotta say, because Barcelona completely dominated the game, I didn't really quite get the chance to use the players in the ways that I wanted. I wanted to see more from the players. I wanted to see what they can actually do. And I can say Gibbs-White felt amazing. Saka was incredible as a left mid. Longstaff, even though he was 92 rated, I didn't really feel that much there, like, because he didn't really get to play too much, I guess. Rashford just being Rashford, but I would have to say from the ones that I have used in this game, Saka and Gibbs-White are the outstanding ones as we raise that trophy to finish off the sprint to glory. Thank you once again for watching another 40+ minute video. You guys have been incredible on this series so far. This is obviously going to be in a playlist, so if you guys want to check it out and watch more episodes, go ahead and do so. I really enjoyed myself on this one as we have completed the English side of things on the sprint to glory without actually going for the biggest of the biggest talents, just going for the ones that I felt were right and the ones that, with the help of dynamic potential, have grown into world-class players. So overall, I'm extremely excited that this is the end of it. Thank you for watching. We're going to see the next one coming soon. Let me know in the comments down below which team or nation should we be doing next. Have a great day, guys. Take care. Peace.